This is wild for the Chicago Bulls. We're going to be talking about injury updates for Patrick Williams and Josh Giddy, and we're going to be talking about what this means for the Chicago Bulls this upcoming season. This is your host, Rico Greenhowe, and you have found yourself on another episode of Bulls Digest. And so we are jumping into some major injury updates for both Patrick Williams and Josh Giddy. I think arguably these two players are going to be maybe some of the most impactful players to the Chicago Bulls as they continue to go ahead and build out this roster with this youth movement. And so let's start with Patrick Williams. We have not heard a whole bunch about updates for Patrick Williams. And in fact, I think that even yesterday's update really didn't say a whole bunch to what was going on with Patrick Williams. And so, just to give you a little bit of a storyline with him, Darnell Mayberry came out with a report in The Athletic, and this just hit us about a week ago going into training camp, and he said that Patrick Williams had a minor setback and he required some additional rest to recover from this minor setback. All right, and so, because of that, we were wondering, okay, is Patrick Williams going to be ready for training camp? Is he going to be ready for the season? What is it looking like? Because we hadn't heard Patrick Williams had visited with a doctor or, had said anything via AK or Billy Donovan. Nothing had come out. And so I thought it was interesting because, AK went ahead and addressed this because somebody actually asked this and said, hey, there was a report that there was a setback for Patrick Williams. And this is what AK had to say. He said, look, he's going to be ready to go. He's been playing 5-on-5. We're going to bring him along slowly. And we haven't seen him play in a game in quite some time. He's going to be in drills and he's going to be doing contact and he's going to be going out there and pretty much doing just about everything that he can do in training camp. And so, with that being said, initially when I thought about this and just really read back through what AK had to say, I was like, man, you're saying he's playing 5-on-5s, but you also say that you haven't seen him play in a game in quite some time. And so initially you could say, okay, he's talking about like an NBA game, and that's fair. But I would have probably followed up the question of, well, have you seen him play some of these 5-on-5s, or not just you, but anybody in the organization? And if you have, what does he look like? Has he looked like he's gotten a better jump shot? Does he look like he's moving a little bit quicker? What does it look like as far as an outlook for Patrick Williams? And so nobody followed up the question, didn't ask him that. And it really kind of just went and made you wonder, like, man, well, what was going on when Darnell Mayberry reported this? But we see today, after the first initial day of training camp, that Patrick Williams spoke with reporters, and it looks like that he participated in contact and non-contact drills, and he said that he's feeling great. He said that he's done everything that he's supposed to do as far as rehabbing it. He reiterated that he's had a great team around him, and he is hopeful that he can take on a more of a leadership role for the Chicago Bulls this year. And he also joked about he would like to play all 82 games this year. And so, we finally get something from Patrick Williams, and we just hadn't been getting anything. And so even though we get some good signs from Patrick Williams now, I wonder now, as the season gets ready to start, as he goes through the training camp, will he be able to hold up after these day-to-day activities? Because I think we're going to find out a lot about Patrick Williams once the season starts, once he starts to get hit with these back-to-backs and things like that. Because right now in training camp, preseason, the team can pretty much slow you down and protect you a little bit. But once the season starts, that's when we're going to find out a little bit more about Patrick Williams, his conditioning, and how much better he's gotten over the offseason. I will say this, he has no more excuses. There's nobody in his way. I think he's going to be able to play the small forward, the power forward. Heck, he might even have to play the 2 guard at some point in time. Patrick Williams is going to have a chance to play just about everywhere, and he's going to be expected to play some big minutes and be a big time contributor. And so it is now the question of, can he take the next step forward, and just how healthy is he going to be, and will he remain this healthy as the season goes along? All right, and so with that being said, we will now shift focus and we have an update with Josh Giddy and what was going on with him. So Josh Giddy came out and really hit us with a shocker because we saw him go down in the Olympics and it looked like it was a regular twisted ankle. But when he came to the podium yesterday, he talked about the fact that he ruptured a ATFL, and that is a ligament in your ankle that keeps your foot forward. So it's more like a stabilizing ligament, it sounds like. But he tore it and he has not played since that Olympics. And in fact, he hasn't even played with his teammates. And just an update for today in training camp, he did some non-contact work. He did say that he is closer to getting back on the court. All right, so initially when he said this, completely worried, all right, because I'm thinking to myself, point guard, leg injury, just got you over here via trade. Definitely doesn't sound good, all right? Because the Chicago Bulls are really depending on Josh Giddy. And when you listen to Billy Donovan, you listen to AK, they're always talking about how they're excited about Josh Giddy and how he's going to push the pace and how he's going to open it up for different players and things like that. But at no point in time did they say, oh yeah, by the way, right now he's just actively recovering from an ankle injury that he suffered in the Olympics. And so, that was a bit worrisome when you hear that from Josh Giddy and you didn't hear that from the team and there was like no initial reports about it or anything like that. And so that just kind of was a little bit of a head scratcher for me because I thought that was something that would be very relevant, especially if you are expecting Josh Giddy to be a big part of your team. And one of the things that AK said about Josh Giddy before he had taken the podium there yesterday was that they are looking to get to the negotiation table with Josh Giddy at some point throughout the season. That's what I get out of it when AK was asked. And so they clearly believe he is going to be a huge part of the future, and you definitely need him to be healthy. And so, look, he's excited about getting out there. He feels comfortable. He feels like they've done the rehab work necessary to get back. I don't like that it's foot injuries that we're talking about with both him and Patrick Williams because, look, if the foot injury is bad enough, it can seriously derail a career. I'm hoping it is not the case for him. It doesn't sound like it, and hopefully not the case for Patrick Williams. But you're hoping that both of these players are able to take a major step forward, especially since Josh Giddy came out and also said that he wants to not only be a better offensive player, but he is looking to become a two-way player and a better defender. And that suggests that you are going to have to be able to definitely move on the defensive end, stay attached to your offensive man, stay in front of your man, get over the screens, compete. Like, you're going to definitely need some good feet out there. And so, with that being said, just want to know in the comments, are you concerned with either of these injury updates? Do you feel like, the Chicago Bulls should definitely be worried because both of these players are going to be depended on for this upcoming season? Or do you feel like, hey, at the end of the day, there is no worry. We're going to be just fine with Patrick Williams and Josh Giddy? Let me know in the comments. Want to thank everybody out there for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the videos. It means a lot as we try to reach our goal of 5,000 subscribers before the NBA season starts. Want to let you know that about 65.3% of you that watch the videos are not subscribed, so make sure that you continue to slam dunk on that subscribe button for me. Means a lot. And even though there's a great mystery still around these players that are coming back from injury, I'm still saying go Bulls, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.